In a world of Afrobeats, DJs are not just people behind the decks. They're the heartbeat of the culture. In Toronto, where the scene has exploded over the last decade, the DJ isn't simply playing music. They're curating an experience, shaping the vibe, and setting the tone for what Afrobeats feels like in the city. When people think of Afrobeats nights in Toronto, certain names always come to mind. The ones that build a following not just by what they played, but how they made people feel. That's the art of building a long-lasting brand. For many of these DJs, the journey starts in small spaces, student parties, lounges, maybe even a backyard event. But those small beginnings matter. Every set, every crowd reaction becomes a lesson in reading people. They learn what Toronto wants, the perfect blend of Afrobeat, amapiano, dancehall, maybe even a touch of hip-hop. They understand the city's pulse. And once you can move a Toronto crowd, you can move any crowd. What separates the DJs who last from those who fade away is consistency and identity. The DJs who build brands don't just play hits. They create a recognizable sound. You can tell it's them before you even see them. They bring something that feels authentic, something that represents their story. Maybe it's how they mix old-school Burna with new-gen Rema. Maybe it's their signature tag or the way they interact with the crowd. In an industry that moves fast, personality becomes brand power. But in Toronto, branding goes beyond the booth. The smartest DJs understand that social media is their second stage. They record snippets of their sets, share behind-the-scenes moments, and interact with fans after the party ends. Instagram clips of a crowd going wild, TikTok showing transitions between Afrobeat and amapiano. It all builds connection. Because fans want to feel like they know the DJ, not just the songs they play. The best ones turn that connection into loyalty, and loyalty is what keeps bookings coming year after year. Collaborations also play a huge role. Toronto's Afrobeats DJs often work hand in hand with event organizers, MCs, and even fashion brands. You'll see them hosting themed nights, curating soundtracks for cultural events, or headlining Afro-Caribbean festivals. Each gig strengthens their presence and expands their reach. And in a multicultural city like Toronto, that means appealing to audiences that stretch from Nigeria to Jamaica to Trinidad, a blend of sounds that mirrors the city itself. Of course, the DJs who truly build long-lasting brands also understand professionalism. They show up on time, deliver quality every single night, and treat their craft with respect. Word spreads fast in the nightlife industry, both good and bad. When your name becomes associated with energy, reliability, and vibes, that reputation becomes your currency. The promoters remember, the fans remember, and soon enough, your name starts appearing on bigger flyers, bigger stages, and eventually international lineups. But longevity isn't just about fame, it's about evolution. The Toronto DJs who have stayed relevant know when to adapt. They explore new genres, new mixes, new audiences. When amapiano started taking over, they didn't resist, they mastered it. When streaming changed how people discovered music, they built playlists. When podcasts and radio shows became popular again, they created platforms to share their voice beyond the club. They never stopped moving, because culture never stops moving. And let's not forget the emotional side. There's something magical about watching a DJ connect with a crowd, about that moment when a room full of people from different backgrounds are moving in unison to the same rhythm. That's the power of Afrobeats. It's not just sound, it's identity. Toronto's DJs carry that responsibility every night to represent the motherland, to showcase joy, to remind everyone that music can feel like home. So when you think about how DJs build long-lasting brands in Toronto, it's not about hype or short-term trends. It's about authenticity, consistency, connection, and evolution. The ones who last understand that every mix is a message, every gig is a story, and every night is another opportunity to build something that lasts beyond the party. Because when you move the crowd, you move the culture. And Toronto's DJs have proven that time and time again. If you've ever danced until your legs gave out, smiled through a mix that took you back home, or shouted when a drop hit just right, you felt what these DJs create. That's legacy in motion, and that's why their brands don't fade. They evolve, just like the music. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more stories about Toronto's Afrobeats culture and the people shaping it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.